Hey there, it's Pete C for Sample Library Review, and today I'm checking out Mystery Box 3 Clocks by Silence+Other Sounds. With so many brilliant horror-themed libraries under their belts, Silence+Other Sounds turn their attention to clocks and rhythms. These are no ordinary clocks though, they include a diverse range of sources such as vintage clocks, old toys, gears and industrial machinery. With top-level processing and 2 straightforward instruments, Mystery Box 3 Clocks is all you will ever need to add ticking tension to your productions. Mystery Box 3 Clocks downloads at 642 megabytes and the samples have been captured in 24-bit 96K. There are over 500 samples and it includes 2 Kontakt instruments, Clocks Loops and Clocks Sequencer. Mystery Box 3 Clocks requires full Kontakt 5.8.1 or better and normally sells for $29. So here we have clocks. On the surface of things, it's quite a small instrument. However, this is really a must-have library for anyone who uses any kind of ticking element in their compositions. And the reason being, it might sound small on paper, however, there is a lot of content, over 500 samples and 2 instruments. So you have your loops instruments and your sequencer, and we're going to look at the loops first, okay? So if we play the mechanical loops, and we're going to look at the purple, more foundation loops. So everything is split into rhythmical values. So this is, I suppose, half notes. Yeah. And let's play the quarter notes, which are blue mechanical. And then we're going to the cyan coloured, which are more 8th notes. And then finally the 16th notes. Okay, now obviously you can play more than one loop at the same time. So if I go you can just build up all of your clock and ticking sounds. And of course, everything is tempo synced into your DAW. So here's the thing, Silence+Other Sounds make brilliant instruments in terms their sound design is absolutely exceptional. So the design of the instruments, they're always very straightforward and really easy to use, but the weight of the sound, it's all production ready. So if I just hit that tick, it's just got sort of such a great low end, loads of presence and really sharp sound. So the sound design is always brilliant. Now looking at the GUI, you can, let's make, I'll do the 16th notes as half tempo. So that's half. So you've got tempo control if you want to just have something really slow. So incredibly clean samples, great cutoff. No unnecessary reverb, just the samples speak for themselves. So yeah, absolutely great. And then you can change the pitch. So if I go for a eighth, oops. So you have the pitch control, and there are also a collection of one shots. So on the black keys down the bottom, so we have booms. And you can change the category. So we can have dark impacts. I'm just going to bring that down a little bit. I mean, it's just really hard hitting. So for jump scares, it's absolutely perfect. And in terms of the way the instrument's designed, everything sounds really, really loud, but it's not peaking, it's not distorting, it doesn't go into the red, and it's a really sort of safe but loud instrument to use. So that's cool. So that's dark impacts, low organic hits. And then we have electronic kick. And then metal scream pings. Awesome. And then bleeps. So we've got some one shots, and you can change the cutoff and the pitch. So back on the booms. Yeah, okay. So really, really straightforward loop instrument. Now, for me, this isn't just for horror music. Obviously, it does lean that way. But anything where you use ticking clocks, so trailers, and I do write a lot of tension music, so both electronic and orchestral, and I would use these easily to build up all the tension I could possibly need. Now, it doesn't just stop there. So I'm just going to reload the instrument, so I've made a few changes. Now you can see here, you don't have to stick to mechanical. You can have creepy. Metal. And organic. And before anyone mentions anything about the mod wheel, it has absolutely zero effect. Which is absolutely fine, because we don't need the mod wheel to do anything really. So that is just looking at sort of more foundation notes. If I go metal on the 16ths. So these are great sounds. Then we have snapshots in Kontakt. Whoops. And after a quick installation, really straightforward. So here's 60 to 90 BPM clocks one, and you can see that the categories have changed. So if I just play So you have all these different configurations and you just find what you like. So here we go again. Very, very cool. And you can have obviously more designed for faster productions, and you can see that 7.5 tempo has been clicked now. Again, very, very cool. And then there's a few categories. So you can have metallic destruction. Sounds very cool. I was going to say groovy then, but yeah, I've got to stop doing that. And, oh, done it again. And organic rhythms. Very cool. And the last one is some tensive rhythms. And we threw a boom in there as well. And in each of these snapshots, the one shots will change as well. So it's a really, really quick way of just grabbing some really, really cool rhythms, but obviously changing it yourself is nice and straightforward. And then there is this game button. Now, I'm not going to crack the code, but if you do crack the code, and there's ways to find out how, you will receive 20% off at Silence and Other Sounds, and the products that qualify are listed on there. So very, very nice promotion. And in every mystery box, there's been something like this. So very, very cool and very, very kind. So here we go. Now I'm going to load the sequencer, and the sequencer is a 3-layer sequencer. And you can see here, if you just want to play one shots, you can. Actually, that's not on. There we go. So you can play the single shots. So that's nice and straightforward. And all you have to do with the sequencer is press the green key. And it will play whatever you've selected. So I'm just going to go through. So there's 4 samples per lane, and you can sort of configure that yourself. And you can remove the samples just by clicking on them. So you can create your own sequence. So it's a really, really cool design. And then, of course, you can choose what the sound is. That's That's nice and loud. Grandma's clock. So of course, if you just want that clock, and the corresponding notes are over here. So very cool. We've got a swell control. It's got some proper stereo action going on. And change pitch. And of course the volume of the layer. So there's some sort of random sequences and there's some random sounds. Nice and loud, and you can see there it looks like it's peaking, but again it's not. Looking at my meters, it's almost like it's got an inbuilt limiter. Sounds cool. And then you can go for Grandpa's clock. Massive clock, and it's all about clocks. Let's just go timer, why not? And see what this sounds like. Got to turn everything on. Absolutely brilliant. And then of course we have snapshots at the top. So that's very cool. Let's just go. And the grid function will change how many clocks or ticks are in the sequence. So the design is so straightforward, but it's very, very useful. Let's go tension. Making something really odd here. Yeah, so it's just brilliant. And then you can add reverb and compression. And like I say, if you just want one shots, all 4 samples per lane are mapped onto the corresponding keys. So that really is all there is to it. It does contain a lot of samples. The GUI is so straightforward to use and it's very intuitive, and loops and the sequencer instruments are really, really useful. But what makes Silence and Other Sounds instruments so great is the sampling and the sound design. They just sound production ready, and if you've not checked out their other range, Pain Piano, String Ache is actually the instrument that really got me into them, and really for everything horror based I go to Silence and Other Sounds. They just sound incredible, and there is so much in each instrument. So value for money at $29, this is everything you're going to need in terms of ticks and clicks and mechanical sounds, but it just sounds so awesome. Do I recommend it? Of course I do, and I recommend it to anyone who just has to use ticking elements in their music. So I'm actually going to be using this in a trailer production soon, but also I've got some light orchestral tension, just think reality TV, and this is going to fit absolutely perfectly as well. So it's a big recommendation from me. All that leaves me to say is thank you so much for checking out this review of Mystery Box 3 Clocks by Silence+Other Sounds. If you like what you heard, please leave a like on the video and a comment. How would you use the instrument? What kind of music would you use this for? If you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos on YouTube, and then head over to samplibreview.com to check out everything that's going on in the world of virtual instruments. Until next time, have a great week and take care.